always remember, the past is your lesson, the present is your gift, and the future is your motivation. Stay motivated and keep trucking, y'all. Motivate, motivation, 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 motivate, motivation, motivation, motivation.
Hey guys, welcome back to Motivation and Box Trucking. Today we're going to be talking about winterizing your vehicle. But first, I do want to say I hope that you all were able to get some rest over the holiday weekend. Amazon sort centers were closed for Sunday and Monday for Christmas. So for us, we were able to get some sleep. I don't know the last time I slept for 8 hours straight. Really can't remember. But it was well worth it, taking those few days off, being able to refocus, rejuvenate. These bags are permanent because I'm tired, but it did help to relax and not stalk the load board all night long. So I hope that you all were able to do the same thing, maybe take care of some other things, spend some time with family, relax for a couple of days, get back into it now. And as we're rolling out into the new year, we are rolling into winter. Some people have already been hit with snow. I know in Virginia, we pretty much get ice, not a lot of snow, but that is just as dangerous. But we still want to make sure that our trucks are in tip-top condition for the winter season. There are some things on this checklist that I'm going to provide that everybody should definitely do to maintain their vehicle during the winter months, even if you're not in a winter state. Sometimes you may decide to do OTR, and who knows where you're going to have to go. So just be prepared, have these things in your truck, make sure you do these things to your truck, and remain safe out there on the road this winter, okay? So the first thing on my list that I think everyone should have in their vehicle, regardless of if it's winter or not, honestly, but definitely during the winter, is a voltmeter or multimeter. Now what these do is allow you to check the voltage on your vehicle, the battery and the alternator. Those are definitely, the battery gets drained during the cold winter months because it's a chemical electric reaction that happens in your battery that cold weather slows down. So if you start to hear that your vehicle is cranking slower than usual, or if your lights and your radio are dimming down, going in and out, then you are going to want to double check to make sure that your battery has enough voltage and power to start the truck, and that your alternator has enough power to maintain the vehicle running while you're on the road. You can check the year that your battery was made. It should have a month and a year on the sticker somewhere on your battery. If it's approaching 2 years, go ahead and replace that battery, because the last thing you want to do is be stuck trying to deliver a load and then your truck won't start because of needing a new battery. Okay, so go ahead and take care of that now before it gets deep into winter and the nights get colder and colder. Okay, now the next thing, like I said, was replacing that battery. So battery is on the list. And that's definitely something that you're going to want to take care of during the daytime. If you're running Amazon, most of your loads are going to be overnight. No one is going to be there to help you. No stores are going to be open. So that means that you're going to be sitting out in the cold if you do not take care of this beforehand. You do not want to be stuck not being able to deliver a load because your battery died, or stuck out in the middle of nowhere waiting for someone to come rescue you because you need a new battery. Okay? Now, the next on the list that I feel is very important is windshield wipers. Of course, you need to be able to see out of your windshield. Snow, ice, icy rain is coming. So you want to make sure that you have some good windshield wiper fluid as well as some good windshield wipers. Do not get the cheap ones. Invest in your truck and invest in your safety. Being able to see is very important. So windshield wipers, a scraper to make sure that your side view mirrors and that your windshield is clear and free of snow and ice is important. Go ahead and invest in some good windshield wipers. They're easy to install. You don't need to take this into the shop to do. Figure out how to do some things yourself, okay? So replacing your battery, windshield wipers are things that you can handle yourself if you're owning your vehicle. Now, of course, if you're renting, go ahead and make sure that Enterprise, Rider, Budget, whoever has taken care of these things for you so that you aren't trying to get in contact with someone in the middle of the night. All right? Now, some states, like I mentioned, Virginia doesn't get a lot of snow, but some states get feet of snow. If you are in a state that gets a lot of snow, there are some states that require your vehicles to have chains, snow chains for your tires, and approved winter tires, snow tires. Make sure that if you're traveling, you know the rules and regulations of the road so that you don't get a ticket for not being properly prepared, your 5 P's, for the winter season, okay? So if you need to have chains, I know in Oregon there's some laws and they have like signs that are on the road that say chains are required to travel these roads. Make sure that you're familiar with that. If you have, even like I said, if you're in a state that doesn't even get bad winter weather, but you're considering doing OTR, make sure that you're familiar with each state that you're going to pass through so that you don't get any tickets and that you remain safe on the road. All right? The next thing that we need in our trucks is to make sure that we have extra fluids, coolant. Make sure that your oil levels, everything has been topped off. You're going to want to check your hoses as well. Make sure that nothing has cracked. Cold weather can really crack your hoses, especially if it's just sitting in the cold. You go to start your truck and a hose could easily pop, come loose from the clamp, or just completely just rip. So just make sure that you are every morning doing your pre-trips, making sure that there's nothing on the ground, that you don't have any leaks, and that all of your hoses are in good condition. You're going to want to check your other lines as well. Like if you have air brakes, make sure that your air lines are free of water. If you see anything dripping, leaking from those, make sure that you go take that in immediately to a shop and have it repaired, because that will damage your vehicle. And that's the last thing, like I said, that you want to face at midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, when you're getting ready to go pick up your Amazon load and no one else is there to help you. All right? So do your pre-trips, check those hoses and those lines. Make sure there's no condensation buildup and that nothing is able to freeze overnight. All right? So once you've done all that walkthrough and you have all those extra things in your vehicle, these are just some additional things that I feel like you should have in your truck just in case something happens and you're out by yourself, that you can stay warm, be safe, and get back on the road. The first thing is a jump box. It really surprised me when someone broke down in the Amazon parking lot that nobody had jumper cables, like one person, including us. We were guilty because our jumper cables were actually in the garage at home since we got rid of one truck. The rental truck, we didn't have it in our truck. So we put those back in there and we actually got a jump box as well. The jump box allows you to jump your vehicle's battery without anyone else there. Jumper cables are great if you have access to another vehicle, but if you're alone by yourself, and especially if there's no other truck around, some cars' batteries aren't even powerful enough to get your truck started. So you're going to want to get a jump box, something that will allow you, when you're alone on the road, to recharge your battery so you can get to a safe location if you break down, okay? So with that jump box, it also allows you to charge your phone. If your battery dies, you're not going to have access to power to charge your phone. And a dead phone is no help if you need to call someone to come get you. So make sure that you have a jump box that is charged, that is in your truck, jumper cables at the very least, so that you can get power back to your vehicle. All right, so now, if you do break down, or if you just decide to sleep in your truck, in between, or just are waiting in your truck for a post office to open or for your load to be unloaded, you're going to want to have a sleeping bag or a blanket, something that's going to keep you warm. Extra clothes, extra socks, gloves, things like that are always important. You should keep those in your truck anyway. But during these winter months, a sleeping bag, something that is used usually for camping, is great. It rolls up. You can tuck it. If you have storage underneath your seat, you can stick it there. But that will keep you warm if you were to break down and you had to wait hours on a tow truck or hours for someone to come and help you. You're going to want to be able to not freeze to death. That can literally happen in some of these places. I know here in Richmond, it was actually 11 degrees one night. It felt like -3. That is very, very cold when you're trying to work on something. If you don't have the things to keep you warm in your truck, then it's going to be a very uncomfortable wait, or you can really get really sick. So let's avoid that. Let's be prepared to have a sleeping bag or an electric blanket as well in your truck. Now that I mentioned electric blankets, there's actually electric blankets for your car engine as well, truck engine, something that you can place on top of your car engine if it's really cold. You can look into that if you're in states that get really, really cold weather. You can put that on top. It might not heat up your oil pan, but it can definitely keep your hoses and things from completely freezing over. Instead of just keeping your truck running the whole time, look into an electric blanket, something that'll keep your engine warm and your fluids flowing, okay? Now, the last thing, and this is from experience with Amazon and the post offices, and knowing that they do not always clean off their parking lots. Amazon, they may or may not get to it all the time. They have trucks coming in and out quite often, so sometimes it doesn't get a chance to really get too bad in those parking lots. But in the post office parking lots, sometimes they act like they had no idea snow was coming, that ice was coming, anything. It's 12 o'clock at night, you're pulling into a post office and they have nothing down. It's just a sheet of ice or a blanket of snow in their parking lot. And you're trying to maneuver your truck without getting stuck and or not hitting a mail truck. So if you have some ice melt, some kitty litter, some salt, something that can give you some traction for your tires, not to slip around the parking lot, and also for you to maybe put down, if they haven't cleared a path for you to walk and unload safely, then you need to have that and be prepared so that you don't injure yourself or create some type of accident in the parking lot with your truck, okay? These are things that could definitely keep you safe, keep your truck maintained for the winter, and just keep you one less thing to worry about on your mind, okay? So winterizing your vehicle, go through this checklist. Of course, there's other items that may be important, like WD-40. I forgot to add to that list, but WD-40 is great to lubricate your door hinges, your handles and things, so that when it's really, really cold outside, it doesn't break your doors and things trying to open them. Keep those lubricated. You're going to want to make sure that you take the time to invest in maintaining your vehicle for the winter, because this is very, very hard on your vehicle and hard on your body. So making sure that you have these things in place can alleviate stress and keep you safe. If there's anything else that I missed on my list, feel free to add it in the comment section. We're here as a community to keep everybody informed. Knowledge is power. So if you have something that you know is important or that you feel like you always don't go without, put it in the comment section. Help each other out in this community. So thank you again for checking this video out. I hope that it was able to get you on the right path for winterizing your vehicle. And as always, guys, stay motivated.
Big man, shoot YouTube videos.